context to what we are seeing in Kenya and the urgency of the moment. You know, the problems of William Samoei Ruto, those people who did not like or did not think very highly of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, when the last elections were being held, Uhuru began to sound a warning to the country. And he said in several forums that I do not want to leave this country in the hands of a crook. In fact, his words were, I do not want to leave the country in the hands of somebody who is going to destroy it. Uhuru, who was enjoying the presidency at the time, with William Ruto as his deputy, could have easily governed the country with Ruto as a deputy, and he had already had a handshake with Baba, and therefore there was no political threat to Uhuru. But Uhuru kept telling Kenyans that I know this man, and even behind the scenes, what I have seen, nyinyi, mutakuja kunikumbuka mimi. Mukichukua huyu mtu, mtaona. I'm raising the context of how we are in this problem. We are in this problem because William Ruto was elected into office by deception. William Ruto conned his way into the presidency, and he will do everything in order to maintain not just the presidency and to stay there, but because he got there the wrong way, he will use the illegal means to stay in office. I want to raise certain things that concern me, particularly in the Constitution under Article 4, that defines Kenya to be a multi-party democracy. The framers of the 2010 Constitution were very keen that when you elect a government, you elect an opposition, so that the opposition can hold the government of the day into account in order to stop excesses of the government so that the people could get a better government. And what William Ruto did from the day he was elected was to begin to cannibalize the opposition. Akanunua watu, akanunua vyama, akazilete zote zivuke pande hii, ziseme vile yeye anasema, vile anataka. After that, he went ahead and then took the main opposition party, the ODM, akawadango the African Union, akashika Baba mateka, na Baba na watu yake wote wakaingia, further killing what was left in the opposition. Now, even within his own government, he has gone into create political chaos. And why I'm raising this issue as I come to the social health authority is because in Rwanda and Uganda, one man called Kaguta Museveni and Paul Kagame went through the same route. First of all, to come in through an election, but from day one to continue to manipulate the people through fear, through terror, to change the constitutions and remain presidents in perpetuity. I want Kenyans to remember that there is a bill in parliament to increase the term of this president to 7 years, and to even try to change the terms of office, which are 2, to a number that is unknown. That bill is in parliament. I want to remind Kenyans that as we speak, the KDF is deployed. The order that under Duale that deployed the KDF was never withdrawn, so that the KDF, Ruto is testing the fact that the army can be deployed and the army can become an agent of the state. You then go to the other issues of all the court orders, including the recent one where an Inspector General of Police, acting Inspector General of Police, is given court orders for contempt. And he says nothing about it. And they continue to disobey the order until such a point where this man was being convicted by a judge in the full glare of the public, because Ruto is beginning to act and govern as a dictator. These are the signs of dictatorship, of tyranny, of despotism. And Africa has got so many histories of men like this. The recent ones I've told you. But before that, there was Kamusu Banda. There was Samuel Doe. There was Bokassa. There was Idi Amin Dada. And therefore, even the way in which we react as a people cannot be because we are not seeing what is happening, but because we know that worse can come. And that is why the state used gunfire and lethal gunfire abductions in a modern society to abduct people, to shoot, to kill, to threaten, in order to intimidate the youth, so that nobody can be able to raise a voice against this government. And the people who are older political players, if you have noticed, are silent. When you challenge the Gen Z and the younger people to act, where are their older people? Where are the other people who are supposed to be running political parties? What are they doing to join with the Gen Zs and others to create an effective opposition? Now, the moment this does not exist, that it's left to Archbishop Olesepit, who spoke last week and said that these are all distractions, so that we forget Andani and we forget Saf. That right now William Ruto believes he's a king and he's an emperor. He has reduced Raila Odinga to an escort. He's the one who receives Ruto abroad and pulls his chair and opens his door. The great Raila Amolo Odinga has been reduced to Ruto to open his doors. And this country is looking right now after the housing levy that was put and housing project. Where is it? Money has been looted right center. Nobody can remember housing. He moves from there, he goes to the next one. Fertilizer. They go ahead, they eat, they loot, it goes. They move from there, now again they're targeting health. And as Jocelyn was saying, people are being transferred without their will, whatever, it's going ahead. As we are doing that, Andani comes. Andani is not just in the airport, he's in Kentraco, he's targeting so many other places in this country, the energy sector, the transport sector, and all this is being done by Ruto in less than 2 years. And here you are hearing the deputy president being told he has bought things of 2 billion. If Gachoka has bought things of 2 billion, how much has Ruto used? How much has Ruto made as his boss? And how much has he looted from the country? So what I am saying, Jocelyn cannot be speaking louder and her volume yake iko sawa sawa. Kwa sababu hii nchi tuko kwa shida. Na ile shida tuko naye, tuna deal na a dictator, and lazima tuonane naye ana kwa ana. Lazima tufanye a strategy, and the best strategy we can do for this social health is to boycott. Paying fees, we must boycott paying taxes. The only thing that the Kenyan people can now start doing is the power of the purse. Tuwache kupatia yu mtu pesa. Any way in which we can be able to starve this government of money, we must make a resolution as a people that we pay the minimum or no tax, that we pay zero for this NHIF, we pay zero for all this, that we bring this government and its officers to our knees. That is the only way. We must have a proactive agenda which we control, and the only thing we control is our income and our money. I never told you Uhuru is a good man, and I never told you he did well, or he should not have got rid of Ruto earlier. The only correction I can make to you is that Kibaki fired Ruto as Minister for Agriculture for corruption. I was in the office of the Prime Minister when Ruto was fired. So don't include Kibaki in that issue that you are bringing. But I'm not talking about Uhuru's morality. I am talking about that where there is smoke, there is fire. And if Kenyans had started to realize in a deeper way that something might be amiss about Ruto, then Kenyans may have acted in a different way. And what I am saying in relation to what Jocelyn was saying, regardless of whether it is Uhuru who said that time, it's like Golden Bagwago. Listen, whoever is the whistleblower, doesn't matter their morality. In fact, in the US, to be able to bring down the mafia, you needed a mafia to tell on the other mafia in order to be able to bring down John Gotti or Al Capone. It was whistleblowers in the mafia who brought down the mafia. So I don't care who told us about Ruto and whether that man is righteous or not, but we were warned about this man. This man has received even churches. You're talking about Uhuru and his morality. Let me tell you, this man bought churches. I can tell you I've seen men and women kneel when Ruto was a prophet. And the churches would give their sadaka to this man. This man has gone through every sector of the country. And I am therefore saying it doesn't matter how and who, but we collectively as a people have seen the danger. We are seeing an Idi Amin in the making. We are seeing a dictator of proportions we have never seen in this country. I don't care a moment for Gachoka, but the fact that a man can wake up in the morning and just remove his deputy who he was elected with, using numbers and everything in parliament, shows you that the man controls the whole country. If Gachoka can fall in the sneeze of Ruto, who are you? And who am I? That is the power that he's trying to display. It's not about Gachoka. It's about absolute power. And when the IG of police says, I'm not going to to obey a court order, he's telling the court, Mutadu, how many court orders have been given against this man, including housing? Ask Okio Mtata how many orders he has. This man disregards all the orders. And what Jocelyn was saying, the time has come, he's now come for the health. He has taken politics, he has taken political power, he has taken housing, now anakuja kuchukua health. What else is left? So I'm just saying, regardless of the history of Kenya, let us look forward and say we have a con man in office. And this man, Ruto, I agree with you, and his entire ruling class, whether it is Baba, whether it's opposition leaders, and I asked, where are they? Because the issue where we are facing now, Kenya ina mtu ni sisi peke yetu. Na ndio mimi nasema wakati umefika kudili na huyu mtu sahi. Ruto apitie hapa. By 2027, they will have reorganized themselves, destroyed the constitutional order, amended constitution, increased terms of office. Itakuwa tunadili na mtu mwingine hata tuelewi. This man has shot dead over 200 Kenyans and he doesn't care. He smiles. He went on CNN. He's asked questions about what he did in this nation, the butcher of Sogoi. And he tells CNN, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. The government was just dealing with rioters and thieves and I don't know, all manner of names. So I am saying that every time we argue amongst ourselves, when you're arguing with me about whether I think Uhuru is a good man or not, that is part of Ruto's distraction. Our focus is William Ruto and his use and misuse and abuse of power. Let us focus on the enemy or forever be damned.
Umechangia mambo mengi kuhusu wale vijana ama wale wanarika wa hapa nchini Kenya. Labda una wengi ambao wako pale nje na pia wana uwezo pia kusimama kama wewe na kuwa kiongozi kesho na pia kushughulikia wengine.
Hakuna mtu hawezi jaribu kwa maisha. Na believe that mahali imefika sisi majenzi sisi ndio tumebaki tunazojisaidia. So ni either tutoke nje saa hizi ama kuzaa. So na tujue kwa sasa sisi majenzi ndio opposition. Hakuna opposition Kenya. Opposition ni sisi Gen Z. Na hiyo sitaki nidanganye.
Wewe ni Gen Z.
Mimi ni Gen Z, niko miaka 29.
Naam.
Mimi ni Gen Z. Mimi ni Gen Z. Kwa hivyo mimi ukiona nimetoka hapa nje.
Gen Z mheshimiwa, tunafahamu kwamba ni watu from born 2000.
2000. Ni below 35 nakwambia.
Nao ni millennial.
Sasa mimi ni 29 ndio Gen Z mwenyewe. Na mimi mwenyewe ndio naweza wasaidia pale mbele.
Wewe utakuwa upande wa opposition kama Gen Z.
Mimi niko opposition kama Gen Z na ndio nataka Gen Z sisi tuende huko niende na nyinyi. Mimi ndio nakwambia tukifika pale hata tunaambia Ruto fanya hivi. Vijana wanataka hivi, vijana wanataka. Unasikia? Kwa sababu Ruto hataki azungukwe na wazee wengi. Asizungukwe na wazee, azungukwe na vijana. Wenye wanamwambia ground iko hivi. Hiyo ndio maana nataka mimi nipeleke mambo mbele. Hiyo.
Kwa hiyo sera yako yote ni kuwaleta vijana pamoja ili waweze pia kuwa na uongozi. Maana Kenya hatujazoea hilo.
Ndio, kwa sababu vijana if the chance that lazima we have to fight. It's us first. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much mheshimiwa kwa kuzungumza nasi na kutenda muda wako. Na imani kwamba ukipata nafasi utaenda na ufanye kazi. Utakuwa mchapa kazi
sana.
Basi hata na sisi tunakutakia kila la heri.
Asante sana kwa kutazama Wasos TV. Kama huja subscribe na kuomba uweze kusubscribe. Kama umesubscribe nasema asante sana. Unaweza finya notification bell ndio wakati wote tunapata habari kama hii unakuwa wa kwanza kuipata. Hadi wakati mwingine nakutakia mchana ama usiku mwema. Asante sana.